Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Nioh level 1 fist and knees run, playing as my Raoh build. The Legend of the Conqueror is well and truly on its way to being complete, and we're going to be pushing through this area where there are a lot of big enemies that can be killed by killing the crystals. That was a mistake. Oh, I love it. I love it when I do stuff like that. I put the Kusarigama on for the knee attack, and then I forget to swap weapons, and I end up swinging it quite a lot. So if you're wondering, oh my god, you used a weapon, shame on you, end of run and things like that, the rules for this run are relaxed. As long as you're not leveling up for the bosses in the areas, and as long as you're killing the bosses, at least, with the fists, and contending the areas with the fists, or the knees, then you're doing it completely fine. This is not one of those where everything has to be super on the point or it's fail state. Because let's face it, half the people who leave those comments on YouTube that are naysayers and doubters and everything, it doesn't matter how many times you show them evidence against their opinions, they will still share those kind of sentiments because it comes from an inherent, jealousy, really. It comes from a part inside those people where they have to doubt it because they can't imagine a world where they can do it themselves, or anybody else for that matter. And this is not really a run where I think anybody is going to be doubting their ability to do it. This is just a run where it's going to take some time, and some of the bosses are going to be annoying because the fists do good damage when you get this talisman, and when you add carnage to it, you do great damage. The problem is, you are damage on a time limit, and if your time limit runs out, you don't do any damage. So it's all about that early strike, it's all about getting in there and killing them quickly. And if you can do that, this is a really fun run, for the most. It's just the prep work that goes into getting to this point is frustrating and arduous and takes far too long. And it's 100% tied to the fact that getting the Nioh locks is actually tedious and awful when you don't level. When you level up, I could have leveled up in the very beginning of the first level, and I would have been fine. I would have had all the abilities I needed. But because I didn't have access to that with the nature of this run, it made it so you've got to get really creative and do all kinds of goofy shit. And that's the position I'm in right now when I'm struggling a little bit, because fighting the big skeleton is taking forever. And I had enough annoyances fighting Umibozu for 10 minutes. I don't want to fight that skeleton for 20. So I'm at the moment trying to figure out an inventive way of killing that dude quicker. And as it stands, I don't have an answer. I know I can do it, I just don't know if I want to. Because hitting something for that long is so tedious. But at this part of the game, I don't want to pull out a weapon because we've got so far. We've done everything else, as we're about to display right now. So here is White Tiger. This is a really interesting boss, because his eye is a weak point, and if he's in a neutral stance, if you hit it, he'll recoil and you'll get a big critical hit. That's it, just there. See that? 1600 damage. If you can get a pattern where this boss spams the laser at you, you can do incredible damage to him. And if you can get behind him, you can do incredible damage to him as well. And this is a fight that can end in seconds, but it's also a boss that can be killed in seconds, and it's really fun if you get a good pattern. If you get a bad pattern, this guy's a dickhead, and if he does an attack when you go to punch his eye and he just armors through it, that's really miserable. But if you can get him neutral and you can get these laser attacks, this is one of the easiest bosses in the game. Like, look at that. It's guaranteed stun, and then you get some distance to bait the laser, he does the laser, you knock him back, and then you proceed to jab him in the cock and he's dead. Thank you for watching, you take care now.